Hello, this is Vance with VoIP Portland, and this is a video to familiarize yourself with the new BDC phones. And we'll start off with the phone itself over here. So you have buttons for each department on the right-hand side. Also buttons over here too, but for the phones that do not have consoles, they'll have one-touch transfer access. And also, if you notice on the bottom left there is park orbits. Those park orbits are specific only to the BDC phones, so if you need to put a call on hold and pick it up at another phone in the BDC center, those park orbits are what you use. You're just on an outside call, press one of these buttons, they'll turn red, you go to the other phone, pick up the call. Also, on the second page here, there are the park orbits that were for BMW general calls and sales, and for Mazda general calls and sales if you ever need to pick up, place, or retrieve a call on one of those park orbits. Let's go back here to the left, go back to the main screen. Okay, so even if you're on a call and it comes up like that with a busy window, you can still read on the sides there the transfer buttons. So I'm on an outside call and I want to transfer a call to VW sales. I just press that top right button and the call is transferred. And the outside party hears your call is being transferred, and then VW sales rings as well as the other departments. So clear that. Down here on these buttons, just to make it a little familiar with some of these keys, you have here is this button here, phone plus phone, is the transfer key. So once you get familiar with extension numbers, you would just go, say I want to transfer a call to extension 204. I'm on the outside call, I just hit transfer 204 pound and the call is gone. Of course, that could be done over here with a one-touch button, but normally when people get more familiar with extension numbers, they just punch them in manually. So remember that this key here, phone plus phone, is a transfer key. The next key down is this one, the hold key. You can put a call on hold and it'll flash on hold at your phone and let you resume, as opposed to the hold keys up here, the park buttons. But typically we have people use the park buttons because there's a indication on the other phones and other people can grab a call. And with headset options, that's the button you use for headset. And this button is mute. So if you're on an outside call, but you don't want to put the caller on hold, you just have you have to, shout a question to someone or whatever, just press mute and the outside party won't be able to hear what's being said. The volume up and down keys here are active, whatever you happen to be doing at any particular time during the call. So for ringing, you can turn down the ringing. You can turn up the volume on the handset when you're talking to an outside person, or if you put someone on speakerphone here with this red key, it also controls the speakerphone volume. And the dial button here is just a matter of this does that same screen as if you picked up the handset. So
7, 4.
So if we hop over to these other extensions over here, you'll see that we have speed dial buttons. So for instance, if somebody needs to get out to VCI customer care, you're on the outside call, you're connected to the outside person, you don't have to put a call on hold or park at all at first. Just press that key, this one, and the outside caller hears, "Thank you for calling," your call's being transferred, and rings out to that external number. It also should be mentioned that in transfers with this button, the transfer key, same thing. So if you're on an outside call and you hit that transfer key and you dial an external phone number, say, 503-123-567, and pound, that outside caller is transferred off to the external number. So you can transfer off to someone's cell phone or whatever manually that way. This way is just one touch for these speed dials. That's the difference. Now on the consoles, you'll notice that they're grouped together. So you have sales, like Volkswagen sales, and then over here you've got the different service people and Service Express, etc., and shipping going down into the parts department, and then other departments up here, finance, rentals, office admin, etc. So the difference is you'll notice that there's buttons on the bottom here, these, which indicate someone's busy on one of the phones there when it's flashing. But I put a little sticker on this one as a reminder, but by using that button there, say I'm on Volkswagen now, but I want to be on Mazda, I just hit this and it pops right over to the Mazda people. So it's the same thing generally across both. And back to Volkswagen, same thing with these. So it'll actually hop over and cover both sides with these three consoles. And let's see over here, that way. So once you're on an outside call and you press one of these buttons, it doesn't matter if they're green or red or if someone's on the phone or not, the call will queue in, and depending on what the particular phone extension is set for, normally it rings for 20 seconds and then goes to the person's voicemail. Of course, if it's a salesperson, they'll often want to have calls ring their cell phone too, or however. That's programmable on a phone-by-phone basis. But all you're doing is blind transferring these calls. You pick up a call and they say, a particular individual, you can see them here, and it will transfer off without you being part of the call. So transfers off, it says, thank your call's been transferred, and then the call's released out and handled that way. And with group calls, which are like, if someone were to go over here to VW sales, then it's whoever's in the sales group and set to ring, which is normally going out to desk phones and then mobile app phones and of that nature. So going back here to the whole phone, I think that should be a pretty good review. We'll do a typewritten custom review also on how this works. But that should be a decent start for now. All right, thanks for watching.